we've used the metaphor, return on time invested.
Yes.
So when a leader, you have the truck metaphor, which is terrific, focus on 5. But to say to a business leader, how much time is that worth? One of the great comments I love is it's from Herbert Simon, who won a Nobel Prize for this, satisfies. Not everything worth doing is worth doing well. Right. Some things are worth doing poorly. Calling my kids every day. I'm not going to have a profound, meaningful experience every day on the call with my kids or my mom, but they're worth doing every day poorly. And I think a lot of work is simply worth doing poorly. And so we actually have said, if a leader says, I would like to do that blank audit, the comeback is, what's the time that you want me to spend on it? I can do that audit in, but for example, a lot of folks are in HR and somebody says, how many employees work at our company? That sounds like an easy question. It's not. What does it mean? Not even counting, are they working or not, but are they full-time employees? Are they part-time? Are they on disability? And to say to the business leader, I can give you an answer, 30,000. But if you want that answer to the 30,523, that's going to take me 100 person hours. Are you willing to invest that? And I think helping people think through the consequences of their request becomes very helpful. Because a lot of times, how many people work at the company? 30,000. Great answer. Let's move on. And we don't need that detail. So,
exactly. And I think people do get caught up in the perfectionism, like I've got to have this, perfect. And a lot of times, what is it? Good is the enemy of great, right? A lot of times.
By the way, there's a tagline to that. My friend uses that all the time. Good, Dave, is the enemy of great. I say great is the enemy of change. That if you try to be great all the time, you won't change because your goal is to get great, not to adapt. By the way, who am I talking to? The world's leader in experimenting and innovation and entrepreneurship. But experiment, innovate, try stuff. Did it work? No, great. That's the chunking logic. Go try something.
And that's also the growth mindset stuff, right?
It is great stuff. One of the metaphors we've used is, in my ancestry, and I'm sure in yours, we had pioneers. They could have come from Europe to America, Asia to America, Asia to Latin America, whatever country you're in, you had pioneers. Pioneers didn't have a destination. They had a direction. And so what a pioneer said is, I'm going west, or the Pilgrims in America's history, I'm going to the New World. The direction is often based on values, so that I can worship, so that I can live, so that I can raise my family. And then what they did is they chunked. What am I going to do in the next few days? What's the path? And there's this chasm between where they're headed and where they are. And I don't mean this as a religious word, but it's almost a chasm of faith. I have confidence that if I keep on chunking, I'm using your word now, I'm stealing your language. If I keep on chunking, I will somehow get where I'm headed. Not a destination. It's not an address. It's a value place. And boy, is this the time for that. Because people say, what are we going to do when we come out of this crisis? My answer is, I don't know.
Nobody does.
And I say that to my friend. They say, that's not helpful. And I say, get over yourself.